whatever. This might matter in the future to me, but who cares? This is the truth. I wanted to do a personal experiment in the ER, right? So for the past 6 to 8 months, I have not worn an N95 in my job at all.
How'd you get away with that?
I just don't care. I'm a traveler.
Yeah, but didn't they require that?
They do sometimes, but who's going to tell me what? I don't.
I'm working. I'm busy.
And I had a beard. I have a beard, and usually is like longer.
Yeah.
So the N95 doesn't actually create a seal. So then I have to wear a PAPR, which is basically like a capsule with a respirator in the back. So I'm like, I'm not doing that, especially if I'm working in the ER.
And you had something.
Seconds,
so it was a cloth mask, right?
Yeah, seconds matter. Yeah. So I was wearing, like, we always have for decades worn masks, like regular, like
medical masks.
Medical grade masks. Yeah,
but those are specifically for debris and things
Correct.
like that. Yeah.
So for decades, for a very long time, the evidence-based practice, we've worn those masks when we're doing like respiratory cases, when we're doing like cardiac events, when we're doing like chest compressions, or when we're doing, things with intubation, ventilators and things like that, because droplets, spittle, blood, and things like that, phlegm, whatever, right? To protect us, but it does. So the particles are too small to be able to be stopped with that mask, right? Yeah. So I'm like, I'm just gonna try it, right? Because I've seen a lot of things, and there's a lot, but like the research that was shared wasn't lining up with my hands-on the field accounts or experience, what I was seeing with my hands and with my eyes,
Why were those senior doctors years of experience?
Yeah, listen,
in mop suits.
Yeah, and so I was like, I told myself, dude. I'm not gonna wear an N95. I'm not gonna wear a shield. I'm not gonna wear a respirator. I'm not gonna wear a gown, and I'm not gonna wear even the face shield. I'm just gonna wear my mask like we always have for the longest time, and I'm gonna do my job, because I'm not gonna spend 2 minutes putting on my garb, all the stuff, making sure it works, and then go talk to the patient, and then they can't hear me because I've got like 3 or 4 layers, So
I hate that so much.
What'd you say that the guys were coding, and the doctor's like, oh, let me get all this,
I'm
like 3 minutes later,
I'm like,
Seb's like, I got it.
I'm like, he's flatlining, dog. Yeah. Sometimes, I remember at the beginning of the pandemic too, like we had no PPE, bro. Like by the time we found out COVID was a thing, we'd been working on patients with no mask.
Months. Yeah.
I had spittle and like blood on my uniform.
Yeah.
Months.
Yeah.
And so, I remember too, I had one N95 for months, because they were like, no, we're just gonna recycle them, keep using them. And it's like, no. Bro. So, but now that you care, now that there's money involved,
bacterial pneumonia.
Yeah. So
that's how you get bacterial.
So,
pneumonia.
anyways, I wanted to do
which
this little
will
experiment.
fucking kill you.
Yeah. I wanted to do this little experiment of not wearing all that stuff and seeing if I got sick, or if I haven't gotten sick. And I'm not vaccinated. Obviously, I took a stance. Yeah. And I got fired for it. But I'm still not sick, and I haven't gotten sick, and I haven't had to use all that, which at the end of the day, what I care about is the patients. What I care about is life. What I care about is getting them better. So I'm not, in some ways, I feel like all that is a barrier between me and my patients. Yeah. So, maybe I'm like a little bit, probably not like a medical, like I'm not following some of the guidelines, sure, but at the same time, when you go into medicine, when you're in the military, like at some point you have to be okay sacrificing a little bit of yourself to help others.
And I was just about to say that, man. Like now, because of this mandate and because of what they've done, now we have everything you just said. Like your whole purpose being there is to take care of a patient. Now we have one less person that really truly cares about this human being, and you're not there.
And you're left with the people that are in there going, thank me.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get, like the doctor, hold on. Let me get my PPE on so I can, try to attempt to save your life.
Yeah. If not, we're going to get paid for it anyway, so.
Right.
Yeah, I think maybe I don't know about it, but everything that I've ever heard from any team, any hospital that I've ever been at is, hey, you're a good team member. And that's what I take pride in. One, I want to take care of my patients. I come to work because I love this. I don't come to work because I want the money or I need the money. I can quit or I can be fired. I can take that stance and be fired because I want to care about what I'm doing. And then after that, the second thing that I take pride in is being a good team member. I want to be reliable. I want to know that you know that I've got your back, that we're in this together. And so everywhere that I've been, I've just been able to create really good friendships and people like, working with me
It's
because
actually a leadership
I'm
quality.
all in, I'm all in. Like I've blocked punches before. I've gotten guns out of patients, that were acting crazy, all kinds of things, and I've exposed myself to danger to protect my patients and my teammates. And so I actually, truly care, and I know a lot of people do, and I'm fortunate and blessed to have been able to, rub elbows and be shoulder to shoulder with some incredible people that I've learned a lot from.
Do you think that I don't know how to say that. Do you think that over time, just like in the Marine Corps, it's like tattoos are bad. Oh shit, we lost everybody because of this mandate.
Wait, come back.
Tattoos are good now. If you have tattoos, you can get.
On your face, just on that waiver.
Do you think that, and in a lot of states, I don't know if it's up there, but a lot of states this mandate is getting blocked.
Yeah.
Because of a rapid loss of people in the medical field, and a lot more than what the media is reporting, of course.
I'm gonna get you canceled, Nick, but I'd support those reparations.
So, exactly right. I'm sure there's going to be some class action lawsuits and some things that come down the pipe. But do you think that this is going to get a renege in those communities?
I think we're in the middle of history being made.
Yeah.
And the problem that I have even with the vaccine itself is not that I'm against vaccines or not that I'm so for this or so for that. I'm more of hey guys, we're in the middle of it. We don't have a lot of information. We don't have a lot of timeline to be able to pull actual, studies, information. Mm-hmm. We don't have a very good database right now. So let's just, kind of tread a little bit easier instead of being so motivated by, I feel like, money or power.
Anytime
fear.
There you go.
Yep.
Anytime Miss Capra, left field, always with the facts. So anytime that something gets pushed so hard from an organization, and they start making it mandatory
Commercials.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen
That's a red, when you start making mandatory things.
Marketing,
yeah, that's
heavily.
big money. Just follow the paper trail.
They always ask you about you get your flu shot, but not the way that
no. And
You
as
know
a
what I'm
medical
saying?
worker,
You guys heard about the the lotteries? You get your name put in for $1 million drawing in certain states.
Yeah,
man.
you know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
There's you get free burgers and donuts if you get this. We're in the middle of a health crisis,
Right.
which
Go get your healthy.
there's
healthy
just
shot.
too many things.
Seb, tell what you were saying about just even the minorities.
Yeah, so
Oh,
I was
off
I was
camera.
actually
Yeah.
I was actually going to share about this because we were talking about it earlier. So, and it's not just minorities.
Well, hold on.
It's
This started with this conversation off camera started because there's videos. This recent video, there was a video down in Houston of the health department in lower income neighborhoods going door to door, knocking on doors, literally knocking on people's homes' doors, finding out if they're vaccinated, asking how many people lived in there. Are they vaccinated? This is some crazy stuff.
There's several of them going on where
Yeah.
they're offering it on the spot as well.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
So, yeah, talking about that, the problem is that, with minorities and veterans, finances or services or benefits are being used to coerce people into getting this vaccine. For example, for a veteran in certain states, of course, you can't get medical care unless you're vaccinated. Or for minorities, you can't go to school.
Isn't that discrimination?
Yeah, you can't go to school. You can't get
textbook discrimination,
benefits or housing or WIC or whatever.
Yeah.
Unless you're vaccinated. So, the problem too is that historically with minorities, and I include myself in that, of course, we have been experimented on not that long ago with like vaccinations or illnesses and things like that. So there's a huge mistrust of the government and people, big pharma or corporations doing things for their own good with us as collateral damage or, you know, as sheep or like, you know, lab rats. So you can understand why people are hesitant. You can also understand why people just want to wait, you know, and so I'm of the mindset of, if you want to wait, you should wait. If you don't want something that you're not comfortable with, that is your personal choice, that's what you choose, you know. And so I'm not against the vaccines. I am for personal choice and not being coerced or obligated to do something,
right?
Because if you don't, then you don't get this.
Your benefit.
Right.
Which, and you can't see, this is the bottom line. It's like you can't drive through the ghetto without seeing an abortion clinic. Like you can't go.
Oh, she's going to get fired up now.
But
No.
I mean, no, it's
speaking facts.
No, it's all facts.
Planned Parenthood is from its roots in racist organization. So like you can't tell me that they're there to help a community. They're there to cease minorities from procreating.
Babies. I don't
right.
know if you know that
Yeah.
too. It's disgusting.
So when it comes into things like that, same thing with like if you look at the history of the CDC, throughout history, there's been the same thing with gays. You know, when there was an AIDS pandemic, when that was like a pandemic in our country, instead of putting up clinics to help people with packets and information and testing sites and things like that, they wanted to separate themselves from it altogether and make it like it was a moral hierarchy. Yeah. Our government was like, oh, we're not obligated to do that. That's something that's like their moral choice that they did.
You couldn't even get a hold of treatments.
Right.
It was
Yeah.
ridiculously expensive.
Unless
and
you had
from out of the
money.
country.
Right.
Yeah.
Or unless you were somebody.
It's a politics
Yeah.
game, right? It's a money game. So you can't tell me that minorities, whether
Everything is.
black, white, gays, whatever, like that they're not being targeted with this.
And I think, you know,
That's my wife, ladies and gentlemen. I love
think
you, babe.
regardless of where you stand,
Well
I
said.
think that we can all, there's certain baseline that we can all sit at the table and agree on, and that's personal medical choice, freedom, right, of the things that you want to do or not want to do. And, you know, you can't tell me that you're free to make a choice, but they're holding your career or your job, your finances, or your family's future ransom, depending
Your
on that
food
choice.
stamps, right.
Right. So
your kids can't eat to this week.
yeah.
That's not America.
No.
That is not the definition of America. Like, that's not what this country is about.
Sure.